go ahead and raise your hands in the chat. We'll go ahead and start with Mr. Walter.
Good morning, Chelsea. Just wanted to know how you felt like the game went on Saturday and what you guys learned from that, and just how you feel like the new teammates are fitting in now that you've gotten sort of a preseason game under your belt and things moving like that forward.
You know, when you have a week or so long of training camp, you're super excited to play against somebody else. Like, yeah, we were beating up each other. We knew each other's plays. And so to finally play against someone else, it felt really good. Like, I have us all in one team. I thought there were some good things on both ends of the floor. I thought we were able to see like our versatility on both ends, defensively and offensively. There's a lot of things that we can get better at, but overall, like we like our first outing, having everybody together, new pieces, everything. It was pretty good. I think there's a lot, like I said, we need to work on both ends. We rebounded well. We got some points in the paint, which is always good, especially when a team like us, like we shoot a lot of threes. So being able to get in the paint and get some good scores is good.
John, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Chelsea. Back when you and Candace played in the 2016 finals for the Sparks, you guys won it all and she was named finals MVP. You mentioned the new pieces. How excited were you to learn that she was going to be joining you this season, and how's it going so far?
Man, I was super excited. You know, we kind of said like our goodbye after I signed with the Aces and she signed with Chicago. And so like flash forward, like we had no idea this was going to even happen. And so, you know, the world works in mysterious ways. And so when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, heck yeah, let's try to do it again. It's been super good. It's like you watch her on TV, play against her, and then you play with her. It's like a whole nother level, right? Getting used to her being the one bringing the ball up again, and not getting the outlet every time I'm able to run my lane. It makes my life a lot easier. Her versatility offensively and defensively, being able to get down and guard and rebound the basketball. When she rebounds the basketball and pushes, you have to like treat her like a guard. And so sometimes that's difficult for defenses. And we're able to get a lot of reads. We have Jackie cut into the rim, KP coming over, you know, she's making Asia with high-low passes. Like the versatility that we've been able to play with in training camp and the preseason game was pretty good. So it's been exciting to have her out there on the court, and a great basketball mind as well.
Amen.
Yeah, Chelsea, you know, you always hear talk about identities with WNBA teams and sticking to that. Obviously, you guys have the identity of a championship team, but is there anything you think specific is the identity of this team? And if so, is it different in some ways from last year?
I didn't really hear it. Sorry.
You broke up a little there.
Sorry, it kind of broke up.
I was just asking about identities, and is the team's
Uh-oh. Can anybody else hear? Or is it just me?
John, you got nothing? All right, we'll come back to you, MA. Sorry, I promise I'll come back to you. Let me just skip to Mr. Duncan real quick.
All right. Hi, Chelsea. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. A quick development question for you. As a veteran, do you ever reach a point where it's less about adding to your game and more so refining the skills that you already have? Or like, how do you generally approach that?
I think there's always ways to get better. Nobody comes into a season and finishes the season shooting 100%, never having a turnover and getting a rebound. So like, for me, you always have to grow the game. You always have to get better. The time in which you sit back and be like, oh, I'm cool, is the time that somebody passes you by. There's a lot of great players in this league. And so you always have to find ways to get better, where it's IQ wise, defensively, you want to have a quicker first step. You want to, I don't know, get to the free throw line more, so you're able to absorb contact differently. There's always ways to get better, and I find myself constantly trying to do that. This year, again, I was working on a different way to transform my body, able to go longer for longer periods of time. I'm going into year 9, so my body isn't the same when I was going into year 3, right? So how to, you know, maintain that as well, and then be better and more efficient with the 3-point shot off the dribble and catch and shoot.
Thank you.
MA, let's give it another shot.
Yeah, sorry about that, Chelsea. I hope you can hear me now. I wanted to ask you about identity. We always hear teams talk about playing to their identity in the WNBA. I'm wondering, does this team, other than obviously being a championship team, does it have a specific identity to you, and is it different in some ways from last year?
I think our versatility is different. Obviously adding Candace, but you also add somebody like Alicia Clark that can guard 1 through 4 a lot of times, and we can do some switching things defensively. There's some help scenarios that we might not have to do. So defensively, like our versatility, people being in different spots. Yes, we're going to have a base and what we want to go into the game with, but we're able to put people on different matchups sometimes. And then offensively, I think that kind of speaks for itself. I spoke on it of, they could be scouting for KP to have the ball at the top, but then like they come into the game, dang, now it's Candace at the top. Now it's Asia coming off for a pin down for a 3-point shot. Like our versatility in different things we can do offensively in flow and secondary actions and in the half court is very, very good. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Good luck to people trying to scout.
Nathan?
Good afternoon, Chelsea. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. I just want to know, what were some of your personal goals you set for yourself this season? And you talked about this is your 9th year. What has been your why?
That's a good question. Personally, obviously, I want to be a 3-time champion. 3 sounds better than 2, no? So one of those, I want to be on an all WNBA team. What that means is me playing my best basketball offensively and defensively. And just to be considered, like, I think as high and how great I played in the playoffs, there's times where my name isn't said to be one of the greatest point guards that this league has seen, right? So that needs to be starting to have like that conversation. I love the conversation. I work hard, not for outside like reviews, but it's kind of like that respect on your name type feel. So I want to play with confidence each and every time. And that's how I kind of approach the game, of doing it for my teammates, the people that's come in and had support every single time. So right now that's been my goals. My why is to become the best ever. I always say like my overarching thing is Black excellence. You want me as a teammate, you want me as a friend, you want me as a business partner. So those are all the things that I kind of aspire to be, and having the people around me to achieve those goals.
Christos?
Hey, Chelsea, hope you're doing well, first of all. After such a successful season from team standpoint, and as a team that everybody wants to beat this season, how can this season for you can be successful at the end?
Championship. I mean, you don't define success by a lot of like awards and things, but if we're playing our best basketball, healthy, buy into each other, a successful season, we win a championship. Anything less than that, we'll talk about it when the time comes. But our goal has always been a championship.
All right, last question before we let Chelsea go. Jose?
Chelsea, thank you for doing this again. Mine is real quick. We see the new facility, we see the free agent signings, but what would you say is one thing that you would want to say that no one gets talked about enough about the Las Vegas Aces as an organization as a whole?
I think our community outreach is really good and really powerful to young kids coming out, like young kids coming to our games, waiting for high fives, like smiling, having the time of their lives. Like that brings smiles to our faces. We give our shoes or our shirts, like it makes their day. But our community is really important to us, and getting out there and spreading the message and inviting people to come to games. I really love that, but it's kind of like a family environment. Like you see familiar faces. It's not just like, oh, who is that? Like this family environment that Mark and the front office have created. It's really nice, and it's really peaceful to come into work every day and enjoy the time you have playing this game.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Out with Alicia Clark. Well, Mark?
I'm killing it on time.
Alicia is just waiting outside, so we should make the spell quickly.